Okay, so before we jump in to the actual modeling, there is another preparation that I like to set up. Okay, so this one called Polygon. Okay, so the way you set up the Polygon is you go to display, head up display, and there is an option for you to click this Polygon. Okay, so when I click this option, right, this will give me these numbers on the top left. Okay, so what does this number actually do? Well, this number, right, will tell you like how many vertex or edge or faces that this object have. So let's say I have a cube, right? So this cube have 8 dots, right? So 8 dot for the top, for the bottom, okay, and the edge, and the faces, and so on and so on. Now, so how does this polygon, right, helps me with the modeling? Well, so let's say I'm going to select some of these vertex, right? Um, so I can select 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So this number on the third column, or the first one, okay, it tells you like how many vertex are being selected. Okay? And if I select edge like this, right? Okay, it says 2, and 2 are being selected, and same thing with the faces. Now, this number very helpful, especially when you do like a selection like this, right? Now, if you look at the selection from the front, right, the faces that are being selected is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but the number here is showing that there are 23 faces are being selected. Okay, so if you rotate your object, you actually like select the backside by accident. Okay, so this number like very helpful when you want to see how many faces or component are being selected. Okay, so as the model getting more complex, you need to refer to this number. Okay, because sometimes like you only want to select the front portion of the faces, but if you make this kind of selection, um, right, it's very dangerous and you have to look at the numbers, right? I just want to select like 10 of them, but how come there's 50 faces are being selected? That mean like, yeah, okay, the backside must be selected by accident. Okay, so that is polycount. Now, moving on, I'm going to like delete this and that, and we're gonna actually go to the actual modeling tool. Okay, so the tool that we're going to learn is we're going to use split polygon, or we call cut tool, and we're gonna learn insert, edge loop, and the last one is extrude. Now, by using all these simple tools, we can actually create like a very complex shape because these are actually a powerful tool. Okay, so let's look at the split polygon tool. Okay, so I'm gonna create a box. Okay, you can find your split polygon right here. Okay, or the colored multi-cut tool. Okay, so the way we do this tool is that click this, right? Click that, and click that, right? And once you're happy, you can press enter, right? Same thing with this, right? I can click that, click that, click that, click that. Okay, so if you make a mistake by chance, right, you can always press delete to go back. So I can click like this, click like that, right? And if I'm happy, I can press enter. So this is actually a manual way of cutting the polygon. So I can select this and continue again from the same spot. Right, I can go around like this. Right, oh, maybe undo, and then yeah, it will snap for you. Okay, so that's the first tool, split polygon tool or multi-cut tool. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue all this. right? So you're gonna give me a nice loop. Now, the next one will be insert edge loop. Okay, so you can find the tool here under mesh, insert edge loop. Now, because we're going to use this tool often, we're going to shortcut this on the shelf, right? So that way, like, you don't have to go to edit mesh or maybe mesh tool and then like insert edge loop all the time. Okay, so the way we shortcut is we're going to press Control Shift. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something. So as soon as I press Control Shift and left mouse button, this icon or this tool is going to be placed on the shelf. Okay, so I'm gonna press Control Shift like that. Okay, maybe in your case it will be somewhere around here, right? Like what I have now, because I have like too many tools. Okay, and again you can shortcut like whatever you want. Maybe I can shortcut this, that, that. Right. So Maya is very flexible UI. So again, if you make a mistake and you want to delete, you can easily right-click on the tool and just delete. Okay, delete and delete and delete. Okay. Now, so how does this tool actually work? Well, this tool, right? This insert edge loop is an automatic version of that one. Okay, in the split polygon, you do a manual cutting, whereas in the insert edge loop, you actually do one whole ring or one whole loop rather. Okay, so I click and drag, right? So they're gonna give me a preview on where the location of the loop. So once I'm happy, I let go the mouse. Okay, click and drag, right? They're gonna give me a preview of the location, and once I'm happy, right, I'm gonna let go. Click and drag and let go. Right, click and drag and let go. Now, again, like a good practice of the modeling is that you always give a bit of gap in between of this edge. Okay, don't do something like this. Right, this is too close and it can be like destructive to your modeling, whatever. Right, so you need to be very careful. Don't put this edge like too close. Right, it can be quite dangerous when it comes to yeah. Modeling your object. Okay, so always give like a bit of gap so it's easy for me to see like there is a gap in between. Okay, like that, and like that, like that. Okay, so that's insert edge loop. Now, before we move on to extrude, I'm just gonna show you something. Right, so I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna make a new object. Right. And again, I'm going to use the insert edge loop, right, like that. And I'm going to use my split polygon to cut. Now, again, one thing that you should keep in mind that you should always try to model your object with quads. So quad mean four-sided, right? So this face is actually considered quad. Okay, so the way we count a quad is that we look at the edge, right? So this face I'm looking at has four sides. Okay, so I have one side, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and this one also the same. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now, however, this one here is not a quad. Okay, because as you can see, I want to hide the grid. Okay, it has like extra edge. Okay, so this big face has one edge, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? So this is considered as Polygon. Right? So it has more than 4 sides. Okay? It can be 5, 6, or whatever. And Polygon usually give you a problem, right? So for example, if I'm trying to create like an extra line, right here, you see how this line actually like stopping? It cannot go around, right? That's because like Maya detect whenever there is an end gone, it will just stop, right? So it doesn't know how to proceed. Okay, like this. Okay, as compared if I add a line that goes around here, so it will give me a nice edge loop. Okay, so always try to model in quads. Okay, for a side. Okay, so if you have end gone in your model, they'll give you like a lot of problem. Okay, so this is one of the problem you're gonna encounter. Okay, and another thing that when you put rigging whatever, there's also gonna be a problem because usually face more than four side will give you a bad deformation. Okay, so again, depending on how bad is your model, okay, we can actually fix this angle pretty easy. So this one, I'm just gonna put some line that goes around. So I'm gonna connect here. I'm gonna connect to the first one, right? And I'm gonna connect there and there and press enter. Okay, the same thing with the second one. Enter. This one and that one and press enter. Okay, so it seems like this one is actually fixed already. So I'm gonna again apply the insert edge loop. So click and drag. Now it's okay. Click and drag. Seems okay. Okay. So again, avoid doing end gone. And again, this one here, right? I can actually like click that, right? Make a nice long split. Click and drag. Press enter. Right. Click here. Click there. And one more click. Okay. So that's how I actually model or fix this end gone problem. So when I create the insert edge loop, it'll give me a nice yeah, loop all around. Okay, now if by chance you want to delete an edge, you can right click, select an edge, right click, select an edge. Maybe I should click this one first. Select tool or Q, click, right, I can press delete. But again, if you delete this area here, you're gonna create an end gone for this face. Okay, so again, this face have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces, which is pretty bad. Okay, and again, you have to fix this manually, like that. Okay, make sure it's snapping, because if it's not snapping and you do like this, okay, it does not fix the problem. Because as you can see, like these two vertex are supposed to merge together, whereas right now, like it's not merged. Okay, so another tool to fix this problem is that you select all these related vertex that you want to merge, and you can go to edit mesh, and then you go to merge. Okay, and you click. Now sometimes, right, this can be quite dangerous, because let's say like I make a selection like this, right, and as you can see, right, from this angle, you're selecting one vertex. But if you look at the selection, it says like there is two vertex are being selected. And when you merge, right, which is this function, right, so you see what happened. So the top vertex actually being merged to the bottom one, and this can be pretty hard to fix. Okay, and if you look at the object now, it's kind of messed up. Okay, so be sure always to check your selection whenever you make like this kind of box selection, especially for box selection, because you never know like how many vertex are being selected in your model, and when you do like merge and everything get merged pretty badly. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna stop the video now.